I didn't blow a load over the movie to begin with, though. To be fair, so
Oh
like
my God,
I liked it, but I wasn't dying over it. I wasn't about to go
man.
crucify nobody for it.
I was, I was, I watched the first hour of that movie kind of like this.
No, for real.
Yeah,
Like,
like, well, come on, bro. Can something happen? Let's just go. Yeah, let's just do what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's been a cold minute. A cold minute. Like years have changed. You know what I'm saying? Since we
yeah,
did
for both
this.
of us.
But all right, yeah, let's kick it off. Like we never left. You know what I mean?
Word. I'm just happy to have heard from you, bro. Like honestly, I thought I was hearing some things. I was hearing shit was getting a little heavy, and
Word, word.
you know, at a for part of it, I was like, all right, it ain't personal. Life is hidden. And then for a certain part of it, like things were getting real dark, and I was like, yo, does bro not fuck with me? Cause I ain't heard from him either. Like I understand we not doing the thing cause shit popped off, but like I ain't heard from him either. So like, you know,
But yeah, nah. So it's a character flaw of mine where I am quick to ghost people. Like, and it's not even like I'm pissed at you most of the time. Maybe a little. Like even if I'm a little pissed at you, I still rock with you. Or it just might be something I'm going through at the moment where I'm like, fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I just go in my own little corner, my own dark hole or whatever. But no, it was a lot. It was just time. It was trying to do other stuff. It was, well, actually, damn, I ain't changed my background. I just noticed I ain't changed my background from the Maniacal Books Weekly, my other thing that I was trying to do. Um, and then work was getting dumb, family stuff was getting dumb. You know what I mean? And it was just like, nah, I gotta chill for a minute because it's getting kind of crazy. But yeah, a lot. Well, I don't know. We can okay. Let's do this. Hey, what's up, Hood?
hey man, how
What's
you
up,
been?
bro? It's life been lifing. Know what I'm saying? But
I feel you on that one. Man.
yeah, how
I'm
how, how you been, bro? What's your mental emotional state in life at the moment right now? You know.
I mean, I'm not like I'm not about to hang myself or nothing like that, but I'm definitely feeling the pressure. I got a new job, which I like more than the one I was doing before. Oh,
Okay.
well, I like the I like what the work how the work makes you feel. The work itself is pretty mundane, but like the way the work makes you feel because I work with a lot of like elderly people, so I get to like
Oh, okay.
help people. That makes me feel like
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm also in that stage of overcommitting, and it's like this vicious cycle where like there are all these things that I want to do that I feel like would be productive to do. Like I'm making an audio book for the book I wrote. Um, just having a couple friends come together to record it. I'm also doing a separate channel. You know, I'm doing work at the church. Working on the other book that I want to write. And when I'm not doing those things, I feel like I'm not being productive. But because I'm trying to do all those things, a lot of times it falls through the cracks,
Yeah.
which just makes me feel so I'm either always tired and pissed, or I feel lazy, and which also makes me feel pissed.
Oh my
So
God. We like simpatico or whatever. Is that how like I don't know. We like thinking the same thing. We're kind of like going through a lot of the same stuff because yeah, it's the same. It's the same. I've been trying to write this kind of uplifting Christian children's fantasy for like a minute, but my mindset is just not, I'm not in that mindset, bro. Like it's not happening right now. You know what I mean? So I kind of kicked that to the curb. I had
I'm just not happy enough.
yeah. Basically, it was just like, man, look, I can't pull this out of me right now. This just ain't not gonna happen. So I kicked that to the curb and I started doing this. I got a customer's book that I'm trying to publish. That my God, that's been a pain in the ass, but and plus everything else on top of it. But yeah, man, I lost the job. I got laid off. At the same time, I'm going through a separation. And then she gets hospitalized, surgery. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I got to the point where I'm just like, man, fuck everybody. I need to fall back and chill for a minute. So I didn't write anything. I mean, the thing is, like, I hate not being productive creatively. I actually do hate it, but I wasn't doing podcasts. I wasn't writing. I wasn't like editing or nothing like that. It was one of those points where I want to be, but I can't pull it out of me right now. Like it's not happening at the moment because and plus I gotta focus on a bunch of other shit. And this has been my 2023, but I will, weirdly and oddly enough, like, this is one of those, I totally completely feel like this is one of those, like, in life when you level up, like when you're like transitioning to like another phase in life, everything kind of gets crazy. Like everything gets like totally crazy, and you kind of just sitting there like, what am I doing? What did I do? What I must have done something. But it's like, no, you know what? You're getting ready to go through another like phase right now. And I totally see, it's akin to me of like, I'm on this rickety bridge, like just crossing over, like just raging water right now. And on the other side of that bridge is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? The other side is just gorgeous. Like, oh, that's perfect. I just got to get there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta cross that bridge. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's
That's rough, man. That's a
yeah,
regular
it's
Job experience right there, bro.
yeah. 2023 has been awesome so far.
Damn, we only 2 months in.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so by the end of this year, like life, I'm guessing is going to be amazing. By October, November, I'm guessing life is going to be pretty amazing. I gotta get there, right?
I want that for you.
I want that for me. So I'm praying and hoping, please God, please tell me this is the plan, right? This is the plan, right? I'm following your lead. All right, let's go. Walk in faith. But other than that, since I'm trying to think, what was it, June, July, so something like that, right?
Yeah,
Was the
something
last
like that.
time, and a lot of shit happened from June and July to February 2023. Um, it's a whole nother Black History Month,
Oh
and
yeah.
we kicked this thing off with the Black History Month like movie special.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing like that prepared right now, but I don't know what we do for Black History Month. Like,
Well, you know what's interesting? My my friend circle has kind of changed over the last year.
hmm,
Um, due part into my own actions. There were certain situations I didn't uh carry the way I probably should have. Due part because other people didn't carry the situations the way I think they probably should have. And
right,
then in part because of just natural what happens when you have people who are just of different minds. Um,
it
you know,
happens. Yeah,
you just go your separate ways sometimes. So a mix of all that. And the reason I bring that up is because going through something like that kind of shifted the way my mind worked. And I started like looking around because I've never fit in well with the, I'm gonna put in quotation marks, the black culture. I've never, it's never felt like home to me. And I've always wanted to know why. And these, a couple of the people that I that have shifted position, they
Well,
they rec-
what does that mean?
like our relationship is not on good terms anymore. I don't want to write anyone off. I hope nobody's writing me off because I don't. I personally don't think anything has happened that is like that can't be undone. Um, who knows what the future's gonna hold? But um, I feel like each of them represent a different layer of like black culture that I'm in like conflict with. On there's like the party like from the hood black friend that I had. There's like the pseudo spiritual open your third eye friend that I have
I hate those
had
guys,
have.
by the way.
I know how you feel about it. And then there's like the holistic, all natural. Like it's like
It may be worse. Ugh.
I was I was looking at that, I was thinking through Black History this whole month, and I was like, yo, why don't I connect with black people? Like, why don't I connect? And I had this epiphany, right? I had this strange epiphany. And I was talking to my brother. He helped me kind of figure this out. Christianity is my ultimate identity, right? Like that's my faith to my core. I embrace that more than, or I try to embrace that more than anything else. And I realized that the reason I feel so out of place in the black community, but really everywhere as a larger discussion of it, is because a lot of what it is turned into these days is in conflict with that identity. You know what I mean? Like black people are like largely turning away from that kind of stuff. They see it as oppressive. It's like it's something the white man gave us. We need to get rid of it, remove him
Right.
from that.
Yeah.
Um, there are a lot of hot button topics that the black community kind of embraces um, because we've been oppressed so much. So they fight for their freedom in every aspect. Sometimes I feel like they fight for the freedom to do things that kind of would work against them in the long run. I'm not gonna get into specifics, but gotta know some of those hot button topics that are big deals in the black community, some of which may or may not have to do with certain healthcare decisions. Things like that. It's like I'm in conflict with my brothers and my sisters, and it's because I'm in, it's not solely because of this, but one of the main factors is the fact that I embrace this other identity so much. And I feel like there's room for both, but there's not necessarily room for both in the way that modern black people are interpreting it. You know what I mean? Like they're denouncing everything that I value. And I'm just like, wow. I didn't realize how much it was weighing on me until,
Oh, okay.
yeah, like it's weird. I don't know. It's like it's not. I don't think that you have to pick between the two. I don't think you have to pick between being black and being religious. But sometimes that's how like both camps would like. You get like a evangelical like Westboro Baptist Church, Kentucky, white Christian, and they'll have you convinced that niggas just are going to hell. They just not getting into heaven. So you're like, all right, well, I can't rock with you because I'm black. But then black people will really have you convinced that if you even say the name Jesus, you're brainwashed. So it's like, I can't really rock with you either. You know what I mean? Like there's supposed to be some overlay. It's like you want to embrace history and everything like that. The church was a big part of keeping black people together. It was a big part of keeping our community, our safety, and then we moved away from, and I know there's church hurt. Everybody got church hurt. Everybody got beef
Ooh,
with,
I don't think I've heard that before. Church hurt?
yeah,
That's a thing?
yeah, a pastor did you wrong, somebody in the congregation did you wrong. The Bible came up short. Yeah, so it's like you saw the human side of the faith and how flawed the human side makes the faith. And a lot of people turn their
Yeah,
back on it because
yeah,
of all that trauma. And I get that. I understand that. But like historically, since we want to talk about history so much, and I'm no history major or anything like that. I'm not an expert. But historically, in the recent history, the church had your back and nobody else did. And that we're having this huge explosion of just put all that away. We don't need it anymore. It just seems kind of odd. It's like turning your back on your parents after you move out. Like it's
good analogy. Excellent analogy, actually. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, right? But I like first off, God damn, you gonna bring this topic on the first one back? We doing this on the first one back? Okay.
you said Black history, bro.
All right, let's do it. Let's go. No, we're gonna crack this thing. Pandora's box is like wide the hell open right now. But like when you was talking, the thing that kept popping in my mind is my people shall be destroyed for lack of knowledge. Like black people looking at the church as like just like this white supremacist tool, right? To keep everything, keep everybody down, keep everybody in line, keep everybody oppressed, because we got to call on white Jesus when the police is gunning us down. Oh, white Jesus, please save us. But first off, his name is Yeshua. I can't get over that part. Like, how did we get from Yeshua to Jesus? Like, what? Yeshua Yamashia is what his brothers called him in his day, but now it's Jesus and it's some hippie long blonde hair. Make that make sense? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, look, we both are Americans. We both grew up in the American educational system. We are both um, from that culture, like a mother, right? Like we are straight up Americans. So coming from Western culture, coming from Western society, when you think of Jesus, the first, because it's beat into us, it's just beat into us, right? The first thing you think of is the hippie, like the white hippie with the thumbs up in the robe. You know, that's not Jesus. That's Jesus was very much a rebel, a Middle Easterner, I think is the right racial term to call him, right? He was not white, didn't have blonde hair, blue eyes. He wasn't smiling at everybody, thumbs up, smiling. No, he was very direct. He was rebellious as all hell. He called everybody to the carpet, and that's why he was killed. You know what I'm saying? How he got usurped by Western colonizers is pretty wild, and that is what's destroying us, or not destroying us, but that's the divide. We're not getting the full on Yeshua teachings and experience, right? We're getting it filtered through 1,500 years of European influence and all that. And yeah, fuck that. I'm right there with like fuck that. Hey, that's A, because you're talking about just the Christianity versus the Hotep black movement that's happening right now, right? And I'm with the Hotep brothers to a point, but it's like, no, Jesus Christ is the way and the light. Like, you can't, the hippie Jesus, yes, that's nonsense. Like, that's not real. The televangelist Joel Osteen, Jesus, like, what is this? Nah, that ain't, come on, son. Like, for real, just pray and everything will go your way. Like, Jesus said that you will go through trials and tribulations in this life. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Yeshua, Yeshua Yamashia, he told you the truth. Like, he didn't sugarcoat. He didn't Joel Osteen you to death with just smile and pray and everything. Like, he said, nah, you gonna go through some shit, bro. But you gotta learn. You gotta learn God. You gotta know who He is. You gotta talk to Him and know that He's with you. And follow me. I'll guide you through there. But I mean, that got thrown away like 1,500 years ago. Now it's just like, just what they said, do some Hail Marys. Oh, you killed a guy today? Oh man, 15 Hail Marys, get your rosaries, you be all right. Yeah. Oh, you saw them as a child? Oh man. 10 Hail Mary. I did that last week, bro. Just 10 Hail Marys and kiss your rosary. You'll be cool. But yeah,
Yeah, nah, that's
yeah, it's wild. It's wild. But okay. Now what you were talking about, the other part where like you're disconnect with black people, bro, that's me in high school, my guy. Like I would do that in middle school, high school. I come from PG County, like, right? So that's a black ass county, one of the blackest counties in the country, black ass neighborhood, right? I come from a super black neighborhood. I'm the only nigga in there like reading X-Men comic books and watching Star Trek and I got my little lightsaber, you know what I'm saying? I'm in there like trying to beat Mario 3 all night. I can't relate. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't really relate to the average young black youth in the neighborhood that's just all about the streets and shit, right? So yeah, I'm the same way. I kind of just shut down, just kind of decompartmentalized it and just shrunk it and just because if not, I'd be getting my ass kicked on the playground like every day. You know what I'm saying? Back then, coming up in the 80s and 90s, there was no MCU, there was no PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. Like, nah, ain't nobody want to hear that nerd shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to hear that shit back then. So yeah, I just kind of just closed out, shut off, and then I forced myself to kind of assimilate, really. And so that's why in high school I'm like going to go-go's and smoking weeds and like getting drunk and doing all this shit. I never I was never into it, but hey, I gotta have friends, right? These are my boys, right? Them niggas ain't your boys. Oh my god, this shit again. I'm not upgrading, bro. But
a year later. Still
I know, right? The
refuses.
same right back at it. But yeah, I don't like that. That was my actually I kind of stopped giving a fuck after a while though, and just started doing me. And yeah, I lost tons of people. I lost tons of people, but the couple people I do still actually keep up with for years. We've been cool for years, know what I'm saying? And yeah, I do still shake my head at my people though, because man, our people are wilding right now, bro. Like we on some shit right now. It's crazy, bro. Like we on some straight up shit. Like everything we do is destructive. Everything we surround ourselves with is like mad destructive. From I don't like every part of the and you're talking about the like black culture. Well, is it black culture or is it hip hop culture? Like I think they're mutually exclusive myself, but I see people lumping both of those in to the same thing.
I'm not qualified to speak on the hip hop stuff. I don't listen to a lot of it. So like,
I'm not qualified
I'm
for
not.
this conversation.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna call it demonic music because I don't know enough about it. I know the stigma it has. I know the
Oh, it
stuff I've
definitely
heard.
is. Yeah.
I know the stuff I've heard, but like I can't throw it all out just because I can't. Like it's like any other thing that somebody looks at from the outside that you know intimately. You know that there's stuff under the surface that the people from the outside just can't see. So
Right.
like within the hip hop, I'm sure there's a bunch of messages that, if presented a different way, are probably very important. I just can't turn my head, like I can't pretend like all that extra stuff ain't there. I can't pretend that people don't get shot over it. I can't pretend that it doesn't create a culture of violence to some degree. I can't pretend that the booty shaking and the fuck bitches get money thing don't exist. Like I can't pretend they don't do that. You know, I'll
Yeah.
concede that that's not all they do, but I just feel like there's too much of it. That's why, like I said, I just rather just not. I mean, we can talk about anything, but I would rather not talk about it myself personally, trying to give some informed opinion because it's not an informed opinion. It's a
Right. I mean, as somebody who came up in the like when hip hop in like the 90s, actually the entire decade of the 90s when hip hop exploded, like it totally exploded. There's so much good shit out there in hip hop. There's so much good out there. For every Art I see or Brother Ali or Talib Kweli or like this positive, like very knowledgeable artists out there that like do like really good music, really like informative, uplifting, knowledge of self type of music. None of those artists I named are being played on the radio though. What I'm saying, none of them are being played on the radio. You will hear nothing but shoot a nigga, rob a nigga, sell drugs, pop pills, fuck bitches. That's all you
Ops.
hear. Ops, yeah. Ops, like what? I'm in the house, man. I don't know what none of this shit is, but yeah, like that's all you would hear. You turn on the radio, that's all you would hear. And I'm cognizant of it because I came from a decent household, so like I wasn't submerged in that 20. I had to seek it. Like it wasn't in my environment 24/7. I had to seek it as like a teenager, 20 something, person. But there's so many kids out here they're just awash in it, and that's all they know. Know what I'm saying? And that's the heartbreaking part of it. Like that's all they know. They haven't been exposed to anything else. They haven't been exposed to hell. They haven't even been exposed to like a J. Cole or something. And he's one of the conscious rappers that everybody knows. Know what I'm saying? But yeah,
I like
hell, they wouldn't even. What are these niggas now? Like YSL Chubby or some shit. I don't know. All these garbage people out here that's like on the radio 24/7. Like, and there's nobody in their sphere or in their environment to let them know that like this shit is wrestling, man. This shit is WWE. Every rapper that's like making this kind of music that's really doing that, really about that, is in jail right now. or they got killed. You know what I'm saying? Like all this shit that's going on is WWE. It's fake. It's for entertainment only. They're pushing the record company's agenda, to the neighborhoods, to the streets. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, it's so many little kids in these neighborhoods and situations that they don't know. There's more. There's more out there than that. You know what I'm saying? And by the time they hit middle school, man, they so high and just fucked up to well, it's hard. It's almost impossible. It's a miracle to reach them. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's what I mean. Are we talking? I don't want to call hip hop culture Black culture. Like the two of them are kind of mutually exclusive to me. But I think the more time goes on, the more it's going to kind of just overlap it like that. Because Black culture to me is like church on Sunday and family cookouts on like summers and going over, spending the night over your cousin's house or everybody or at the grandmom's house where all the cousins like go and spend the night and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That to me, that's Black culture. It's not like, I don't know what, dealing weed and running the streets. That's to me, that's like, I don't know, some other kind of offshoot of American culture in large, you know what I'm saying? But
it's
I
a
just
consequence.
say what?
It's a consequence of all the stuff that they did. Like it put us in some poor positions, so we start making some poor decisions. And I think like what's happening now, I think it's just a product. Like I said, it's a product of a lot of pain. It's like when you have like really really strict parents, and then you get that first taste of freedom, you just kind of go buck wild because you're
Yeah,
just doing stuff just because you're allowed to do it. I feel like we're in
yeah,
the buck wild stage where we're just trying anything and everything. We're embracing whatever. Like
mm,
we don't really dismiss any. I mean, not this. Like we don't look at a pedophile and go, oh well, from a certain point of view. Like I'm not saying we doing no shit like that, but like
that's a
every
wild argument. Like, whoa, how you want
that
to
like
tie this
yeah,
one together? Yeah,
real shit. But like, no, I'm not saying we doing nothing like that. But it's like every time somebody come like a new trend comes out and they're like, oh well, here are the new terms and here's the whatever it is, whatever the movement is, we just go, oh well, be an ally and do the right thing and blah, blah, blah. So we just think it's all good. We think it's all good, and it's not all good. It can't be all good. There's like there are just some things, and it's like this is the kind of thing where I wish I was smarter. I wish I was like way smarter so I could break this thing down on a more academic level. But I'm not that smart. I can observe it. And I can't quite put my finger on what I'm observing, but I can see trauma response. I can just
Yeah,
see I can see that. I can
that
see that we're swinging wide because we like 20 years ago we weren't allowed to take 2 steps off the front porch. So as soon as they said, "All right, you can go to the end of the block," we were like, "All right, we gonna go the next neighborhood over, see if we can get back before Mama come outside." And that's where
I
you run
don't
into trouble.
like. I don't know if it's right to say that the black experience in America is, well, hell, in England too, shit, like, is basically black trauma, because there's so much black trauma, and we can get into that because we got less than a minute. Yeah, hold on, let me restart the meeting. Hold on, and we're back. What's so to close out 2022? What was your like movie of the year for 2022? What was the best movie you saw that year?
Hold on. Let me open my app so I can get a refresher of all the movies I saw last year.
Yeah, I'm
Because
trying to
I
think of.
didn't go to the movies as often as I wanted to last
Oh yeah. Oh, shit,
year.
I remember y'all were going like every weekend down there. I couldn't keep up with y'all.
It was we had a we had a, you and I had a very unique phase because we were doing this, so I was going more. But as a whole, throughout the whole year, I didn't get there. But oh wow, I can't believe it. No, I'll tell you exactly what my top movie of the year was. It's not even close.
Oh, okay.
Top Gun Maverick. That was the best movie I saw last year. Easy. I can't believe I didn't think of it.
Here we go. Starting on right on right off the top. Okay. Seriously, Tom, that movie is that good. It's that good.
I loved it, bro. I watched it. I've probably watched it 4 or 5 times.
What is it? The love of Reaganomics. Like, what is it about that movie that's just like, I don't
It,
understand.
it's maybe okay. So I'm gonna sound like an asshole for a second, but I'm just gonna say it because it's the fact of the matter. Um, the MCU has had such a huge impact on the movie industry. Not saying they invented CGI, but they did a lot to like everybody was trying to be the MCU. So like, we went to a lot of computer generated stuff, went to a lot of shared universe. Characters became a big thing. Like IPs became so huge. Actors kind of were like secondary, you know what I mean? Like it movies didn't, actors didn't make movies anymore. Movies made actors. Like, that's kind of what's been happening ever since the superhero took over. Top Gun is everything that goes against that. It's the return of a movie star because like Tom Cruise leads that movie. What's the name of the character? Maverick, sure, but you might not know that. Like, Tom Cruise plays. You're like,
Yeah.
you know Iron Man. You might know Robert Downey Jr. You definitely know Iron Man. This time around, you definitely know Tom Cruise. You might know what his actual character name is. You know what I mean?
Really
Like,
quick though, are these the last of the like the movie stars, like the like legit movie stars? I don't
they might be.
I can't name one person who I think is like the younger generation who I think is like a movie like Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, Brad Pitt, like that cachet, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
But I will put a caveat there is that like I think it's hard to think of any of those people because those people are so long lived. You know what I mean? Any young person you would think of is
Right.
relatively new to the craft. You know, we got to give him some time to. But I think we're at a transitional period where, like, you know, the next couple years, maybe the next 5, 10 years, you'll get a new batch of like actual movie stars. But this whole IP thing got to die down a little bit first, because right now it's
Yeah.
just like the characters are taking control. Everybody's behind mocap and makeup and everything like that because they're playing these aliens and
You know
these.
what made Tom Cruise a superstar?
I don't fucking know. I
It
haven't
had to
seen
be in
most
like
of his.
early '90s, right? What was he in like the early '90s that really made it? Was it Risky Business? It must have been I think it was Risky Business. Um,
Sure.
him with the glasses and the dress shirt, and he like dances out on the floor or whatever.
I haven't seen most of his movies. I'll keep it a buck with you.
That might be it. But he was relatively young when he did that. He was really young when he did that, though.
Yeah, but the movie industry was very different at the time. You know what I mean? Like, because you were just making you were making movies that, like,
But yeah,
when
yeah,
you would see a guy like Tom Cruise in a movie, you'd be like, hey, like Anthony Mackie said, hey, the new Tom Cruise movie came out. You don't know the name of half of those movies.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
just know that he's in it, so you go watch it.
Matter of fact, the name of the movie is irrelevant. It's all you need to know is Tom Cruise is in this month. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's all you need to know. You know. Yeah,
facts.
I don't know.
So
Michael B. Maybe.
Michael B is a contender. Jonathan Majors is definitely coming up.
Yeah, he coming up.
Um, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, it felt like he had something going, and then he just kind of
Yeah,
abruptly disappeared.
he dropped off the
I
map. What happened to him? Like,
have no idea.
but yeah, I can't think of who's the next hot up and coming superstar. Hemsworth. Chris
Nah, he's out
Evans.
now.
Yeah, he's.
Chris Evans, like, he's got pull, but he don't got pull like that. You know, like, you don't get
I
hype
know.
for
I
Chris
know.
Evans.
Yeah,
Like,
right. I mean, it's like, oh damn, he's in that. Okay, I might check it out, but it's not like starring Chris Evans. You're like, oh, I got to see this. You know, like
yeah, nah, he don't got that. Adam Driver. Adam Driver
Adam Driver.
was
Yeah,
on the upward, you know, whatever. If this 65 million whatever movie he about to be in, if
yeah,
that tanks though, that might kill his
yeah.
momentum, because I haven't seen him in anything recently, and then he's popping up in this. So he was in the last duel, but nobody watched that movie. I like that movie, but nobody watched. So
He's a critic's darling though. Like he's a movie critic's darling.
yeah, because he
Like
does
the
shit like Marriage Story.
right. Yeah. And this movie called Patterson, I think, where he was just a bus driver that wrote poetry. You know, but it was so riveting. Like he was so riveting in that. It's just
That's
like,
some Oscar shit.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like this movie was boring as hell, but Adam Driver is playing the hell out of this. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Just like that Shalimar guy, that everybody
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
wets themselves over.
I don't
You
get it.
know,
I don't get him.
me neither.
I get the
Me
other
neither.
ones. I'm like, what do y'all see in this? I'm not even talking about looks. I mean, like, he looks fine. I just mean, like, I don't. What has he been in that blew people away so much? Where
Yeah,
they were
because
like,
in Dune, I'm like, he was fine.
yeah, he was
He was
serviceable.
fine. You know what I mean? I didn't get it. I didn't get it myself. But
I didn't blow a load over the movie to begin with, though. To be fair, so
oh
like,
my god,
I liked it, but I wasn't dying over it. I wasn't about to go
man,
crucify nobody for it.
I watched the first hour of that movie kind of like this.
No, for real.
Like, well, come on, bro. Can something happen?
Jason Momoa couldn't even elevate it for me, and I'm a Jason Momoa fan.
Right? And he
Not like
was
a
killing
diehard,
in
but I
that
was,
joint. He
yeah,
was killing
my
in that movie
boy.
too.
I was like, all right, cool. And now it's about to get real, right? Nah, it didn't. It started to get real in the last 15 minutes, and you were like, all right, bet. We'll see you in part two, maybe, if they renew us for a sequel.
Yeah, and at that point, I'm like, I'm doing other shit at that point. No, no,
Nah, for real.
like I'm on my phone.
That was a 3 hour movie. You
Yes.
know what movie actually, like, I have to watch it a second time because I really did fall asleep for most of it. But I think part of the reason I fell asleep was because I saw it too late. But the other part was that it just wasn't doing for me what I thought it would be doing for me, especially how long I waited for it. Avatar: The Way of Water. I was
Yeah,
like, uh,
yeah.
I wanted to be more sucked into this movie than I was.
I think it's too long. I think it was just too long, honestly. Because from what I heard, like it's good, but it's too long. Like you know, and plus, like, why are you making a 3.5 hour movie when you got like three other movies coming? Like, what are you doing? like, come on, man. Like, we ain't into it
Milking
like
it.
that, like that. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
was nah, for real.
but yeah, what was my top movie? Um, but hold on, let me see. Oh shit, yeah, I think it's Werewolf by Night. Well, I had the Black Phone, the Batman, the Northman,
The
Doctor
Northman,
Strange.
that was
You
solid. The
know,
Northman was solid. You know what I really, really liked? The Woman King. I don't know if you saw that.
yeah, it was. I have issues with that movie, but it was good. It was pretty good. I liked it. I really liked
Yeah,
it.
plenty of issues, but it was a good movie.
Yeah, it
You know, like
was.
I have logistical issues, but like cultural
Right.
issues,
Right.
historical issues. But like, I mean, the movie was cool.
Yeah, then they pulled this old like Disney ass plot in there where like she gave her away, but then like her daughter came back to her and all that. And I'm like, why? Why are we doing
Yeah.
this? Like, come on. There's like real shit at stake here.
While we're on the topic of blackness, you want to know something that let me down bad?
Was that
Fucking Nope.
man? Look, I I I respect you, Jordan Peele. What was this shit? Like I get I get it. It's not like I don't get it. Like, okay, I get it, but dog, like what bad miracles? Like what don't even make sense. Not even a thing. How can a miracle be bad? Like this is garbage. This don't make sense. Get this out of here. It was shot beautifully though. Like it was beautifully shot.
Yeah. He's good at the craft. I just I think this time around he did what people have been accusing Nolan of doing recently. I think he bought a little bit too much into his own brand. I think he was feeling himself just a little too much. He just decided to try to take it. He reached just a bit too far. Like I'm like I don't think you're. I think you're just as smart as you think you are. I don't think I don't think that you understand that we're smarter than you're giving us credit for. This movie wasn't as intelligent as I think
No,
you thought it was.
no. And then when the thing started transforming, and it's just like, first off, it's a cloud. For real. It's a cloud. Right. Okay. What is this shit?
Actually, it's a giant anus.
Yeah, and then like the shoe standing up or whatever, and that made the monkey not kill the Asian kid. And it's like, what? What? That did you did read this after you wrote it, right?
Yeah,
You did
he was
read
doing
this,
a
right?
lot. Doing a
Yeah,
lot.
it was man. But yeah, like you said, Christopher Nolan, M. Night Shyamalan, he is dangerously close to being lumped into, and it's like we love Get Out so much, and Us was cool, but we don't want to say it. We don't want to say it, but he has like one more movie like that, and it's just like, yeah, he's the new M. Night Shyamalan. Honestly, it's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
it's kind of like with when Dragon Ball came back and they started making movies again. It's like Battle Gods came out and I was like, yo, that was probably one of the best Dragon Ball movies I've ever seen. And then it just progressively got like worse from there. Like it got harder to defend every time around. Like
Yeah,
Return of Frieza, I thought I liked, and then the second time I watched it, I just tried to convince myself I liked, and then I was just like, I don't think I like this. And then Broly came out, and I was like, nah, G.
yeah. It's like,
But yeah, but you're going to something, but nah, G. And then superhero was just no, you missed. You
yeah,
fucking missed.
I hate Dragon Ball now. Dragon Ball Super, you get out of here, man. They had like a 20 episode tournament. Like, That y'all niggas still fighting? Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing here, man? Y'all just
I mean,
milking it.
long arcs is nothing new for Dragon Ball. So,
Yeah, but
I just
that's like the Cell Saga. But the Cell Saga was fun though. The
at times. I mean, I would argue that there were times where it dragged.
yeah, but the worst is the Majin Buu thing because that one was like, bro, come on, man. Somebody beat this nigga already.
Listen, I am an apologist for the Buu saga because it's the first one I saw. That actually was
Oh,
my introduction. Yeah, that was my
oh,
introduction to Dragon Ball Z.
oh my God. Oh my dude. Oh, I'm so sorry. Jesus, man. Like the best one was the Namek. I think most people that fell in love with Dragon Ball Z saw it from like the Namek saga, and so that I
See,
think
like Namek on paper works for me. Like if I was reading that book, I would probably love it. But watching it was a lot. They like I
it
think that
was good. It was damn near perfect to me.
I
Yeah,
don't I mean like it's the high points are like I think the Frieza saga has the highest highs, but there's a lot of shit in between where I'm just like I don't like I don't maybe it's blasphemous to say, but I don't give a fuck about the Ginyu Force. I don't care about Zarbon or Dodoria. Like none of that stuff
oh come on,
makes
man. That was like peak. That was the peak Drag.
I
Is that peak Dragon Ball?
I didn't give
I
a
think
fuck.
so. Oh man, that was
I
great.
everything from when Frieza first shows up, um, to when he dies. Like when I say first shows up, like when they steal the Dragon Balls to try to make the wish, and Frieza shows up to try to stop them, but it's too late. From that point on, I'm like, all right, this is the part of Namek that I like actually dealing with Frieza. I
Yeah,
love all of this until the fight between him and Goku went on for like way too long. And
it
but
did. It
again,
did. I'll give
that's
you that. Yeah, yeah.
but that's the staple of Dragon Ball.
That's Dragon Ball.
Anyway, that's here's a question. What's your what's your heavy contender for this year? Like what's your champ movie wise? What you pulling for?
What have I seen anything this year?
Not
Shit.
necessarily that you've seen. I just mean like for what you know is coming out this year. What do you like? That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if I seen anything. The only thing of course is gonna be an MCU movie. Hold on, what was it? Is Blade's not this year, right?
I would be very surprised if it was.
I don't know. Give me a minute.
Looks like you got 8.
Right. I don't know what's coming out this year. Movie wise, I don't know. Like TV show wise, though, I think Daredevil. I can't wait to see what the hell that's going to be.
Having faith.
I've never been that big of a John Wick person. Like it's good. Like don't get me wrong, but I don't know. But I've never been that into John Wick. I don't. I have movies I really want to see what the hell is going on with them, like the Barbie movie. Like, what in the shit is that going to be?
A shameless cash grab.
Like, why? Why does this exist? Um, you know what? I think Indiana Jones.
That makes sense knowing you. Yeah, I can
Yeah, I
see it.
think Indiana Jones just to see Harrison do it one last time. I got to go to the movies to see that. You know what I mean?
Here, I thought number 4 was to see him do it one last time.
Now we do not talk about the skull. Okay, we do not mention the skull. God, that was atrocious. Jeez. Yeah. What? Speaking of falling off a map, what happened to Shia LaBeouf? LaBeouf? whatever his name is.
He had a fucking mental breakdown. He slowly recovered. He did something called like the tax collector or something like that. But it got like it didn't it didn't perform too well from what I hear. I was hyped to see it and then I didn't get around to seeing it and it kind of faded from my mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember they were handing him Hollywood on a silver platter, you know. But I mean, yeah, it'd be a lot of like we said. Oh man, I wish I could get that. Like, oh, that would be crazy. But yeah, it could be too much. Like, I honestly think like all of that being offered to you, it can be too much if you ain't ready for it.
Yeah, because there's a price tag that they don't tell you about. And like only the
Hmm.
people who are in it really know what that price tag is. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like so
good
yeah.
point.
I think like
Good point.
personally if there's I know it's gonna be kind of like duh considering what I praised for last year, but Mission Impossible is the joint that I'm waiting for more than anything this year. I'm like, yo, that's gonna be the thing. Like if that movie disappoints me, I think I'll die. Like I don't think my heart survives.
It's either that or Creed 3. It was one of them two. It's like your like must see movies. And Creed 3 looks good as hell too, man. Like that joint looks. I didn't know Michael B was directing it though.
Yeah, it's first time. First time.
That's wow, yo.
Seeing
Damn.
that joint this week.
Yeah. Well, when does it come out? Is it
This week.
this week? All right.
Yeah.
That. Yeah. Okay. Have you heard of this? I think it's gonna come out on Netflix. Something called They Clone Tyrone. Um,
That's the name
it's
of it.
it's yeah. Yeah, it starred Jamie Foxx and John Boyega. I
No,
think.
but that don't sound like a winning duo. I mean, John Boyega, sure, but Jamie Foxx is not a win. I don't know why people gas this nigga up.
What? Jamie Foxx is a definite win. What you mean?
No, yo, he killed one role way back when he played Ray, and niggas never let it go. Like, yo,
No, Ray. Oh, what's that movie? Speaking of Tom Cruise, what's that movie with him and Tom Cruise? Shit, I can't think of it. It was a Michael Mann movie, but he was good in that one. Django. Uh, uh,
he wasn't good in Django. Django was good. I mean,
nigga,
he
he was
wasn't bad.
Django.
He wasn't bad. I mean, like the movie was good. He wasn't bad, but he was Jamie Foxx. You know what I mean? Like he does Jamie Foxx really well, but this nigga ain't no hard hitter. Like Christoph Waltz. He was the least skilled and least entertaining actor in that movie. Tell me
Oh my
you.
god,
Tell
you're
me when
Jamie Foxx
him.
shade.
Tell me when him, Leo, and what's the girl's name? Uh, Kerry Washington. Tell me when all four of them were in a scene together, you were looking at Django. Like all of them were pulling that movie.
Look, I know when he picked up that whip and started whipping that overseer. Shit, I was look. Yeah, Jamie. Yeah,
Nigga,
him
that's not
again.
acting. That's your trauma being bloodthirsty. That's you getting revenge. That don't
Hey, that
count.
worked for me. That worked for me. Yeah, Jamie. Shit, man. Yeah, God, you and your Jamie Foxx slander. Is it the last few movies, the last few shit things he's done been misses. You know, you, you can't argue that they've been misses. You
Nigga
know,
tried
but
his hand at a superhero film, and I was so insulted. I wanted to punch somebody in the mouth, bro. Did y'all just make me say? And it was such a brilliant concept too. Like like illegal drugs on the street that give you temporary superpowers. Like that's a new thing that's just going around. That's an amazing premise. And
yeah,
then you put Jamie Foxx in it, and he gave me a fucking power pill or whatever it's
he
called.
was all right in that though. Like
No, he wasn't.
he was all right in that.
What are you doing?
He was all right. Like I thought it was all right. I thought it was fine. I don't have this Jamie Foxx hate that you carry around with you.
It's not Jamie Foxx hate. It's just like I don't get why people act like he's a solid actor. He's not. Like he's okay at being him. You know what I mean? He's like. I mean, honestly, the black community, like most of like besides Denzel, Viola Davis, Denzel Washington. Washington. Did I say him already? Most of them are like just really good at being themselves, and we just find them entertaining. So they
This is
keep
true.
doing, like Will Smith is a pretty solid actor, but he plays Will Smith most of the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and he can miss me with that slave movie he put out there to try to get in like good graces. He all the way missed me with that. Like, look, I ain't watching that shit.
I don't know why he was in bad graces. I mean, I don't agree with what he did. I think he was wildly out of pocket, but to fall out of good graces, this man been a star child for 30 years. Y'all can't let him slide. He lost his temper, man. Like y'all
Yeah,
virtue signaling all this shit. Like,
I was
come
like,
on,
man,
man.
we're actually the assholes when it comes to Will Smith in a way, because he's been perfect since like the 80s, right? He's been perfect Will Smith. He has like one human moment and then like everybody wants to turn on him.
Yeah, like for real, like shut the fuck up, bro. Like I was equally mad at the people who were like, uh, Chris Rock Chris Rock was the villain. I'm like, no, you're wilding.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm done. I think I'm done, yo. I don't know what else to cover. You got anything else?
Nah, niggas, damn near midnight.
Alright. Yeah, man. So, oh my God. I don't know. Play us out, man. I don't remember how to do it.
Okay. Heavenly Father, we thank. Nah.
Hey, we might need it. Shit.
Nah, really. Oh, I see. But this has been the A.n.A, whatever we used to call this thing. It's been a while, yo. I haven't seen this dude in such a long time, so y'all don't understand. It's just like this is a very well needed return to form. So I don't even know how to take it out with this. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, wait another 8 months for our next video. You know how it is.
Facts. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that works for me. We'll see y'all next week.
Word. I'm Hood.
I'm Alex Mack. See you bros later. Peace.